All right, guys. So there was a ASCAP sort of automated sort of newsletter, I guess, that came out, and it gets sent to everybody who's on their mailing list, which I am. And one of the articles this week that was in it was this one that kind of caught my attention. And the title obviously here is "Who Steals Music These Days?" So I was like, this is interesting. Let's see what they're talking about. Now, this is from Forbes, and the link's below if you want to read it. Essentially, what this article is talking about is stream ripping, which is essentially when somebody on YouTube goes ahead and records, let's say, like a Pandora stream or a Spotify stream, or maybe they just record something, they put it on a YouTube video or some other method online, and then you as a consumer can just download that for free if they make it available to you for free. And now you've got, like, let's say, an hour-long mix of, cool EDM music or chill step music or whatever it is you want. Another thing is, obviously, like, you go online right now and type in pretty much any artist name and any song. You'll either be able to find that song right away that hasn't been uploaded by the artist themselves, or you can get the entire album from somebody. Sometimes the artist puts it up. Most times it's somebody unauthorized who's not allowed to do that. So I get it. That's kind of, frustrating and sucks for people who are putting in time and effort and money and energy to get music out. That there's this new thing happening, which is kind of like taking over torrent sites. As torrents aren't necessarily as big as they were when they first came around, and now this new stream ripping is a lot easier for the layman to just kind of come in and not have to know how to use a Tor browser or a torrent network or anything like that. They can just go to YouTube and find these stream ripped videos. Now, that's not why I made this video, though. This is really nothing new. What I wanted to make this video was because, obviously, as you'll see in this one, last sentence here, people are still not getting it, right? And this is the sentence that really kind of makes me laugh and it frustrates me at the same time. I'm just going to read this, okay? Soon, it will be over 1/3 of all young people online. And that's online that will be using the stream ripping stuff. And unless something is done to curb the spread of this new technology, the music industry will continue to be plagued by piracy, which seems to never fully disappear. What's wrong with this sentence? Unless something is done to curb the spread of this new technology. You guys remember this being talked about when Napster came around, right? That was the plan then. The plan then was, let's stop this technology, right? MP3 file sharing, it's got to be stopped. Let's go whack-a-mole, right? Let's go hit this one and hit that one and take this down and take that down. It seems like, at least for this author, and I don't know, ASCAP passed this one along as a article. I'm not saying ASCAP agrees with this. I don't know what they feel about this. But this mindset is just so dumb. It's so dumb, okay? So I'm a little bit frustrated because you didn't learn your lesson last time, guys. Last time, remember, you guys thought that you could just stop technology. You thought that you could put roadblocks in or sue people or scare people, and that would stop the spread of technology, and then you could hold on to your industry. Didn't work back then. What makes you think that it's going to work this time, right? Stopping the spread of the new technology. It's just, I can't believe people even write those words down and publish it. You cannot stop technology, especially if it's a technology that's efficient and works well and people like it. I don't care if it's legal, illegal, doesn't matter. Technology cares not about your legal system, your copyright laws, any of that kind of stuff, all right? I'm not saying I agree with people taking music that they're not supposed to be taking. I'm just saying, let's be real about this, that, technology blindly marches forward. It does not care what Congress thinks is legal or illegal. It just works. And if people are finding that they're getting the music that they want through these formats, that's how people are going to get their music, okay? So rather than taking the approach of let's fight it, right? Let's go back to the caveman days. Let's go get our clubs and pitchforks and torches and go burn down technology because technology is bad. It's like, it's just such a bad way of thinking and a counterproductive way of thinking that you're trying to stop the spread of technology, okay? If the way that you've been doing business is getting disrupted by technology, which happens to a lot of people these days, and it's going to happen even bigger and in a more exponential manner very soon, and it's happening now, trying to, put a floodgate in front of that or a big obstacle, like, hey, you guys are not going to produce anything more going forward and we're going to stop this technology. You might as well just close shop now, right? You might as well just shut your company down. You might as well say goodbye to your profits or any sort of market share that you have, because that will not be an approach that actually works. What you should do, no matter where you are in the industry or what you're doing, is adapt yourself to the changing world. Okay. If a lot of people are using unauthorized reproductions of music and stream ripping and the torrents and all that kind of stuff, a better approach to that, I would think, and I'm not like a trained technology expert, I don't know what the proper solution would be, but to me it'd be like, figure out ways to always monetize any use of a particular song. So obviously we already have the technology to tag a particular track based on its waveform. And if somebody's playing a track anywhere on the internet, in a place that's in a public space, basically meaning like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff, you should be able to monetize that. And somebody can come in and go, hey, we've noticed that your YouTube is starting to pick up on this. You can upload any track you want. And a lot of times they'll just say, hey, you can no longer make money on this video because you've used a copyrighted track, but the copyright owner can now take claim to making money off of your video. That seems to be a much smarter solution, so that you as the content creator, you're not getting punished and your videos are getting taken down and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a constant whack-a-mole thing, but it's that if you have a YouTube channel that gets millions of views and you use somebody's copyrighted music, well, that copyright owner can now make money off of what you did, right? You put out a video, let's say 1 million people watched it and they enjoyed the music in the background because it was in your video. Well, now that copyright owner can take a piece of what you've done, right? Rather than having to take it down and do notices and lawsuits and all that kind of stuff. Why don't you just make a system where it's impossible to not get paid for your copyrighted music? No matter who uses it, whether or not you authorize it or not, at least there's going to be some income that you can make from that. To me, that seems like a much smarter solution to just work with technology and not try to do, as this author is claiming, beat it down, fight against it, stop it, curb it. I don't know. It's just really, it's really surprising that after all these years of the music industry failing to get this very simple concept, they just have to. Sometimes, like, even though common sense would tell them not to do that, I get it. When you have shareholders and you have a market share, taking a big risk by changing your business formula sometimes is really, really hard to do, especially in a big corporate environment. So I understand why they don't do it, but I just think that this mindset is got to go. And if you're involved in any sort of a startup or a music business or something like that, where you want to start a company that's involved in the music industry right now, you better start like thinking more progressively than this, right? You better not have this approach that you want to stop technology, because it's not going to do anything for you.